Good morning everybody, it's Denise here, Denise Junk Journals UK. Thank you so much for joining me. It is really lovely to have you here and I hope you're all well. I'm fine, thank you. I'm a little bit chilly. It's not very early, but it's quite early in the morning. Neil's not long gone to work. It's yeah, it's very cold out. I think it's supposed to be 3 or 4 degrees, but yeah, I've let Simba out and he likes the door open while he's out. Yes, he's going out daily now, regularly, and oh gosh, it was cold, really cold, and I've got cold, so although I've got my heating on, it's going to take me a little while to warm up. But so I might do half this video, go off and warm up and come back and finish it. You probably won't even notice. Yeah, but today I want to do some makes with some of my sepia postcards. Now I have got a box full of sepia postcards that I brought from my mum's cousins when she passed away and we cleared out, but I've also bought a box full at the antiques place. Let me try and show you a little bit. Now there's £10 worth of postcards and whatever in there, which was a bargain, because as I haven't had a good look through, but as I've started to look through it, there are photographs, you know, which are a great find, so I will be doing some things with the photographs as well, and yes, some more modern postcards, but I particularly like the ones that are written on, you know, and stamped on and things like that. They tell a real story, and they tell a date and, you know, a part of the country or the world. Some of them are from other places in the world, so they are all vintage and they are all original. They're not photocopied or anything like that. So I got these out initially, and I wanted to make them into a booklet, just because they're so beautiful. And what else, I mean, you can use them just to pop in pockets as fillers, and I will do some of that in some of my journals, but you know, you can't write on them or anything, and to make them into a cover means you get to look at them more often. So this was my first one, so this was my prototype. So I came up with the idea of putting a layer of vellum front and back. That's one that's got a coloured piece in it, look, just really to protect the history, you know, the writing on the postcard, and you know, just makes it look a little bit more what's the word, antique-y. That's not the word I'm looking for, but of its time, because they used to put pieces of paper like this, or tissue paper, didn't they, between book pages and pictures and things like that many years ago to protect them. But as you can see, I mean, it's beautiful, I love it, it'd be a lovely pocket filler, but as you can see, I can't open it all the way, which is fine, but I thought if I'd have hinged this over, I would have been able to. Now the only thing is, it makes it a lot longer, so if you want a smaller piece, but you know, it would go in a pocket fine like that, or it will just be a notebook on its own. I could put labels and things on, I don't know, maybe on here, I haven't thought about it. So then I had to go with, now I did this at the beginning of last week, so I've been dying to show you, and then I just did it in one day, and then I put it on one side and didn't revisit it. I knew I was going to do it today for you. So this one is from Nottingham. Oh no, it went to Nottingham, don't know where it's from. Selworthy Green. I can't remember the date on it now. I'll have to get it close to my nose and I can't see, but yeah, what I particularly liked about this one is, you know, there's lots of writing there explaining about what a nice time they're having, and then in here, I don't know if you can see it in pencil, you maybe can't, there's a shopping list: Vim, beer, matches, eggs. Funny. Yeah, lovely piece of history, I guess. Yeah, so then I didn't put a lot inside, a couple of pages of digital straw paper and a couple of pages from the cash book. That's all I put in, just 3 double pages, which I think is enough, you know, because it's going to be quite bulky. So I've got some more. I've got 2 that are written on, so we'll start with those 2 and see how we go. I have brought along some bits of card out of my scrap. This is, oh, I was going to say Tim Holtz, but I don't think it is now. Now I look at it. Okay, so I've brought some straw paper, my cash book paper. I didn't know about putting a bit of doily perhaps in it. A couple of sheets of vellum. Oh, some more straw paper. And a couple of digitals. Actually, they're both that way up, are they? So I was thinking I might need them. I don't know. We'll have a look when we get to it. There's plenty more at the side of me that I can grab. So the first thing I did was hinge it. So I've also brought my Edith Holden scraps because I didn't know if I wanted to hinge one with some of that. But we'll see what we've got here first. That's big enough. That's a lovely piece of scrap from Tanya. That's nice. Oh, a black piece might be nice. Put some of that at the back. Are you? Yes, you are big enough. Let's do a black one. I always like a bit of black card going on. It just, something about it, isn't there? We'll cut that frilly bit off. And I might just pop that in my scrap box because I did get rid of all the other bits I've got like that. So, oh, scrap box is there. Okay, where do we want it roughly? Right, so they're not quite the same size, they're not far off. I didn't let that bother me previously, so I probably won't let it bother me now. I suppose I ought to give you some measurements while I'm thinking about it. Have you got inches on? No. Let's get one with inches on. I didn't press start on me. Okay. So, like I say, I'm just going with this. It's got a funny edge on there. Piece of scrap, so I didn't particularly measure it to fit width-wise. So what have I got? I have got 2.5 exactly inches. So is that going to be enough to give me? Let's have a look. Just that I put the I've got quite a bit spare. Yeah, I punched holes in it so that I could string it together. I thought you can undo that then and put something different in if you use that paper, or you've got other things you'd like to put in there. So let's see. Yeah, I think if they go right on the edge, that will give me plenty. Did I not measure that? I eyeballed it, but not very well. Still too big, a little. A bit straighter would be good. We're just going to nibble till we're done. Yep, that's it. And I'm going to just cut the corners, and then if they're not square, it doesn't show particularly. Yep, that's fine. Let's just get rid of that. Now, if I remember right, it was a long time ago, I did the vellum next because I stuck the vellum on here before I stuck it on there. Can I rip it, do you think? You probably can't see that vellum on that. I can't see it myself. On that white-ish. That's a bit better for me. I don't know if it is for you. A little bit better. Still can't see the edge. Okay, about that. Oh yeah, it's all nice. Because I want that to go over a little bit as well, don't I? Yeah. So I can trim the edge later. I did leave the other one a little bit longer than the book. I was going for a, you know, not a machine-made piece look, finish. A handmade piece, which these things would have been back in the day. Okay, so like I say, I'm trying to remember as I go along, so bear with me. Move that out of the way. So I put that on with a little bit of Fabri-Tac because I thought it would soon, yeah, should somebody wish to. That's pretty, isn't it? Lovely. We just have to let that dry a minute. It's not been on its side, so I don't know why it's done that, but it's wet, it's not dry, and I haven't used it today. Just looking for my wet wipes. I mean, really, if you let Fabri-Tac, dry, it's better to remove than it is with a wet wipe, but just rub it, because I could be a while with a wet wipe. Rub it over my bin. That's better. Gosh. I've still got bits on me, but yeah, that's it. Right, leave that wet wipe. Wet wipe. As opposed to a dry wet wipe. So I don't ruin anything. Okay. Right, let's decide which way they're going in, because they need to be alternate. That one's slightly smaller, so we'll have it at the front. So that is Garoo Castle from southwest Pembroke, and that is Dorney and the bridge from Easter. East. That's even got a little number on the bottom. Lovely. Right, right, that way. So let's keep them the way we're having them. So we want one gluing down this side, and like I say, I will hang it over just a little bit. Not too much, but I don't want it to stay put, so yeah, I'll just hang it over by about 1 millimetre, 1/4 of an inch, something like that. And the same with this one. So this is for Princess Road, Cleethorpes, which is not too far away from us. Cleethorpes, it's on the coast. And the other one is from, just looks like Cheshunt. Don't know that I've ever heard of a place like that. Might be reading it wrong. But Hertfordshire. So they're both English postcards. Okay, that shouldn't take too long to dry. And right, I think I probably made the pages next, actually, before I put that on. I was a bit ahead of myself, wasn't I? So let's move those out of there and get the white edge off this. I think this digital is from, I don't want it like that. I might have to get my chopper out. Jump with Steph, I believe. It could be Victoria Designs. You see, that one's definitely Artie Mays. The grungy wallpaper. See, I think I know these things and then I don't. Right, you are quite low, so I'll try not to chop you. Okay, so what size are we looking at? Oh, mind, I want it the other way. So height wise we are looking at, sorry, about 3 1/4, maybe a little bit more. No, that's not even 3 1/2, is it? I'm going to do it in centimetres. So I want 8, just over 8 centimetres that way, but I want the piece to go the other way. That way. Right, let's fold it in half and just see what width I've got, if you see what I mean. Well, you'll see if you can't understand what I'm talking about, because I do babble. Let's take that edge off. Right, so I want it to go that way. That'll probably make more sense to you now. Yeah, so I'll just go with the size of the paper. It won't, not too bad actually. So what did I say? 8. Maybe slightly over, but not much. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so I should get one of those out for each. And just make the edge a little bit neater, tiny bit. That's it. A little bit of scrap left, but not too much. I like it when we don't create too many scraps and we use the paper well. Okay, so I can do the same with this, can I? Straw paper. I don't know if it's the same size or not as A4. We'll soon find out. But we still want it 8, don't we? And I'm not going to trim the ends. I don't mind if they're a little bit. In fact, I might turn it around and have that little dog-eared corner there, because I want it to look aged. Okay, tiny bit of scrap, not much. So another one. Yeah, you could soon mass make these. They're not too tricky actually once you've got your system going. Right, let's move the spare paper. All these. 8. I wonder if to put an extra page in this one. Oh, I'm making enough for 2, aren't I here? Although I am going to do 2, so oh, I was going to put some of this in. What size are you? How can I get a bit of you in? Probably in half. I think the chopper will chop it. Let's see. Never done this before. That was a first. Yeah, well, it's paper. There's no reason why it wouldn't. Okay, so I won't put an extra piece in because I'm putting the doily in extra. Were you a spare? No. Let's move this all out the way then. Clear the decks. So we've got 1, 1, 1 and 1. All on the side for the other one. And let's have a look at this one. See what we're doing. Might have that piece in the middle this time. Oh, is that too long? I didn't check how long that straw paper was. It is. I wonder if it will tear. It's not always good at tearing straw paper, but I'd quite like a torn edge on this one. If you persuade it, it will. It's not that it's strong, it's that it runs all over the place. Did I do enough? Just, I think. Yeah, so I might have that bit on the inside actually. Yeah, and I'm going to ink. I've got my candle burning at the side of me, my sweet maple, is it? And yeah, just keep putting my hand over it to get to the ink, and ooh, the warmth is lovely. Yeah, I'm trying to stop my bedroom smelling like glue, which it does every time I walk in. Well, craft room / bedroom. I mean, I love the smell of it, but you know, if I have visitors, and I know you don't usually have visitors in your bedroom, but you do have visitors in your craft room. Well, I do. Usually only family visitors, but still, the first thing that greets them when they open the door is the smell of glue, which not everybody likes. I don't mind it, but I thought, yeah, perhaps if I have a lovely candle burning every time I craft, I won't smell of glue quite so much. Yeah, and it's very good for you. Well-being. It feels nice when you've got a lovely smell, doesn't it? I'm very, very smell orientated, if you know what I mean. Bad smells really, really offend me. As in, I can't cope. And yeah, I love a nice smell. It's probably why I'm always commenting on how lovely the stuff Tanya sends me smells, because yeah, I'm a smell scented person, not smelly. Makes me happy. Nice smells make me happy. Okay, so where's my little pretty? Yeah, quite like that in there. Now one of them, oh, well, maybe I stapled both of them, I can't remember. Yeah, I think I stapled this together in the middle. Let's do it. Wrong drawer. And then, yeah, I put the holes quite wide, just holding all that together to make life easier, really. I put the holes quite wide when I punched them. Now I could have made that bigger, couldn't I, because it's right. I'm confused from scunthorpe.com. Yeah, so I did hinge it first and then I punched the whole thing. Okay. I don't need to ink that. Let's have some art glitter. Yes, glue on the go. So I want this right on the edge really, so probably that way would be a better way to do it. Yeah. Love the sepia photos. Of course you could do this with any kind of postcard. I mean, you could do it with any kind of postcard or digital, or, you know, pieces of paper. That's going to be the back. I don't think it matters as long as they're both the right way up. Out of your scrap box. You could do it with anything, couldn't you? I mean, that art glitter should have a nice good hold on it. So make sure I've got them the same way. I suppose I ought to have made sure they were in a line as well, which I haven't. Should have had my board out, shouldn't I? So maybe the trick to do is put that on top of there and glue it then. There. Now I suppose if the hinge is wonky, that it's better than the actual cover being wonky, so let's see what I've done. Doesn't seem too bad. You could have a piece of that on that side as well, actually, couldn't you? You could have it folded over. Let's trim it off. Okay, and then I just put that right in there. Yep, and clipped it if I remember rightly, so it didn't move while I was punching. Now I suppose I could put eyelets through it as well. Didn't think about that. Eyelets would hold it together. No, if I put eyelets through, you wouldn't be able to change the middle. No, no eyelets. Okay, now what I could have done is put some reinforcers though. That might be nice. We'll do that because we've got plenty of time for another one, I think. So as always, you can measure and make these absolutely perfect for you, or you can do what I do and just eyeball it and live with the consequences, which I'm happy to do. That seems okay. Yeah, that would be nice with a label or something on it, won't it? Strings, right, I haven't brought many, but I brought a few out. So I've got this nice black and white. It could even be navy and white. What did I do on here? I had a lovely piece of thin leather there. That one's nice. And that's like a piece of, it's black twine. Looks a bit like bootlace, but it's not. It's black twine. I've got some black, maybe the string will look better with the black, I'm thinking. And some of those other ones will be better on the scrapbook paper. Let's see if there's enough here for me to tie. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Well, it doesn't have to have a bow, does it? I could just tie it in a couple of knots. Go on under. Oh, I quite like the knot actually. Yeah, I like that little bit of doily in there. Of course, you could put all sorts of bits in here out of your scrapbook, your scrap box, or book pages. Yeah, some of those lovely book pages of mine would go nice in there. Yeah, let's have a little label. Oh, maybe a number. Let's have a look at the numbers. I haven't used those for a while. Excuse my arm. Not a black one because I like those. Just have a quick look if there's anything else that's grabbing me. Possibly. No. That's a Tim Holtz one, number 5. I don't dislike it, but it's not screaming yes to me either. We've got those with numbers, smaller numbers. Quite like that handwritten blue one. Let's ink it round. I keep wanting to rub that off. I don't know if it's a stain on the photograph, but the postcard. But if it is, it's a very old one. It's ingrained. It's not going anywhere. Do we want it that way? Or do I want a smaller one that way? Just let me... Oh. That says 1892, which it isn't now. I'll have that one that way. Down at the bottom. Oh, I didn't put the lid on the glue. That's not like me at all. So yeah, you've probably heard, oh, every time, don't I? Every single time. Probably heard me say at the beginning of the video that yeah, I've had the door open for Simba. So yeah, he decided the day before yesterday that yeah, he liked it outdoors. He's been sat watching, I mean it's bitter cold, he's been sat watching some birds on the TV aerial. It's an old one that needs taking down actually. We don't have a TV aerial anymore, we don't have digital, we have, yeah, we don't watch it through Wi-Fi. But yeah, and there was lots of little birds on it chittering and doing things, and he just sat shaking looking at them. And now I think it was excitement because he couldn't take his eyes off them, and he does, you know, he loves to chase his stuffed toy, so I'm sure something that moves without his paw behind it would be great fun to him, his idea of great fun. So yeah, that's good. And yeah, it's I've left it for security, but he hasn't used his litter tray. Yay! That is, yeah, that's a biggie for me. So that's some more of that same paper. Yeah, it's Tim Holtz. Oh, that one's nice, isn't it? That's stripy. Yes, that's the one. Alright, shall we do a bit of measuring this time? 9. So what the last one was. Right, so these postcards are not written on. They've got beautiful, I mean they are, you can see they've marked and what have you. They're definitely vintage, and they've got beautiful, beautiful colour to them. Now I could stick some stamps on actually, couldn't I? Just to give them a little bit of something. Here, the stamp drawer you are. Are you full of Christmas? Right, oh, I want old stamps. These are not old stamps, these are pretty stamps. Where are the old ones? I think. Bear with me. Yes, I heard you. Put the lid on that. I think they're in my crafting bag nappy bag. Let me just grab it. It's under my desk. Oh. Oh. I won't bring it in the screen because there's no room for it. I'm sure they're here. Yeah, I have been slowly tidying. So I've gone through all of my put my phone back up there. These wallets in my, what colour do we want? I like red. The wallets in my what are they? Embellishments. Yeah. Bag. Right, let's not just be picky, let's just have a couple. Yeah, why did you get them all out? I don't know. What it says on the bag is not what's in the in the stamps. Maybe leave them out and put a few in my drawer actually, because I don't always want, well in fact the whole thing will go in the drawer, look. But don't always want the whole thing, do you? Glue book. Got a fairy page here. Let's use that. Now these have been used, so they've got postal marks on them, but I have got that lovely stamping set from Carol that, you know, has got the big postmarks and things on. So okay, so we went 9. Did we cut this with the, don't put a gluey page in your drawer, Denise, with a chopper? Yes, we will. got a nice straight edge. That's it. Fold it over. It's nice inside as well, but I love that with it ticking. Be low enough. Trying to get you as close as I can. And just snip the edges. Whoops. A little bit. Shall we ink this, because it's not like the black card, it's not colour all the way through, it is white when you cut it. Oh, it's quite a, once you know what you're doing, once you've worked it out, it's quite a fun activity. So did I do these first? No, I did the stuff on them, but then I can stick them to the hinge. The stuff, do you know what I mean by stuff? Vellum. Oh, what did I do with my vellum? Did I cut everything but vellum? You know I did. How strange. Oh, that's because I had two pieces. Where did I put it all now? Yeah, I had a piece front and a piece back, didn't I? That's why. Okay, not a problem. So going just under 9. Move straight. Well, you should be, because your machine cut. I'm not sure it was. Of course, it could be me. That's why it's not straight. There's two pieces stuck together. I'm like, I'm seeing two corners there. I did say it was thin. It is only, I think, about 60 GSM. Right, let's see what this has done. Have you stayed clean? Not really. It must be in there, I'm guessing. No, it's very dirty, look. Mystery. And just a little bit. Did I even line them up so one was front and one was back, or did I just? I don't think I did I? Oh, I didn't go over much with that. Oh, postman. Not getting too excited because they often just brings junk mail. So yeah, that is the back and that is the front. So I lined it up. I just didn't remember that I did. You're a bit wonky. You're all right. Yeah, it didn't sound like a nice thud, like it does when there's something interesting. Of course, if you wanted these to look old, you know, like the ones that are written on, you could write on them in pencil, so that would look, if you've got nice handwriting. Mind it, they're not all written nicely. Yeah, what I need to do is let it dry. That's why I didn't do that bit next, isn't it? Try and get this. I'm going to take that off and then leave it open and see if it erupts. Where's me? If it doesn't, it's something to do with the lid. Papers. Oh yeah, I inked. And I'll leave this one that way out. And I won't trim any of them until I see. I don't know, I've done them a lot quicker than I thought I was going to. So yeah, very quick make. So you could, in the hinge, you could put a bit of a spine and make them a really nice thick notebook, you know, put lots of pages in it, or scrap pieces. I'll definitely be doing some more when I sort the postcard box out. There's lots of like happy birthday postcards, which they used to send in there before actual cards. You know, rather than a birthday card in an envelope, it would be like a you know, a happy birthday card. They're really nice. I might make a couple out of those, and then eventually, I know I keep saying it to you, but I'll put some of these postcards on Etsy too if you struggle to get them. Now they're probably cheaper to actually, you know, go to your local. There's that one on the outside. If you can find them, market and buy them, because by the time I've put them on there, and Etsy's had some money out of it, and I've paid for postage. They're probably, you know, I mean, I won't make them expensive, but I can't lose money. So yeah, you might, if you can get hold of them, you might be better sourcing your own. Is that what I did? Was that right? Yeah. Then we hinged this. Right, there's nothing coming out of that. So let's see if it stays clean this time. Hinge. Oh, so there is a right way up-ish. Right, so I want it straight. How did I work out how to have it straight? I don't think I did. Just go over the ends a little bit, this one, so I will just glue the postcard edge, and then I won't have glue where I don't need it. In theory, no guarantees. That was the right one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I did, isn't it? Put them together to make sure they're straight. That's it. A little bit more, that's it. Or as straight as my eyeballs will make them. I mean, you don't even have to do these with postcards, you could just do them with papers. Oh, we're a little bit low there. Lid in the glue. I really must find a new pin for that. It's yes, it's been used to death. That's my biggie scissors there. Just trim them off somewhere near. I'll have to find something to do with those little bits of. Right, where did we put you? Near the end? No, further in. So that we can, yeah, put holes off the postcard. Oops. I had another one somewhere, didn't I? Yep. Yeah, so easy to make. What am I doing? Trying to unfasten it, and it is unfastened. That's, yep. There. I've got some stripes there to help me, that was good. Line it up. Okay, shall we go with, fancy using a bit of this black bias binding, let's. And shall we have a number, or shall we have something else? We could even leave a nice long bowie piece on this one, see what it looks like. Oh, and I've got 4 now all ready to go. Yeah, I'm liking them with the label. Does that want to, I think it does want something now, the other one's got one. Let's look at labels. No. Oh, I had labels on the outside of these drawers, but they've fallen off, would you believe? I just like that. First one I picked out. So that's a label from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. It just looks like a similar age to the actual postcard. Oh, maybe slightly older. Oh yeah, like that. Like that a lot. Oh, they're going to be fun. Fun to make and fun to use. Okay, so crikey, we haven't been long. So let's have a look. So like I say, you can do a little one if you want, like I did, and you know, put a hole through the actual postcard. That's absolutely fine. Or you know, you could just stitch it down on a sewing machine. You wouldn't even have to put the holes in. Is that the one that I did next? Yeah. So I'm protecting all that lovely writing on the postcard. And this one, I didn't trim that quite. That will become all ratty and nice as well. Oh, we've put the bit of doily in there. Yep, and you can just replace the centre of those when you use them. And then this one. Love that bias binding on there, on that ticking. So yeah, this one's not written in, but oh, the staple's showing a little bit. I don't suppose it matters. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, you could even put you know, vintage letters and things like that in, couldn't you, as opposed to the new papers. Okay, hope you enjoyed the two we made together and enjoyed looking at the ones I did originally. Yeah, like I say, I'll put some postcards in the Etsy eventually. If you're desperate to get some quick and play now, just drop me a message and I will see what I can do. Otherwise, have a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow for some more stash making. Okay, bye for now.